Tommy Robinson shares new report on local government transparency in the UK. In a recent video that has sparked renewed interest in local governance and transparency, independent media figure Tommy Robinson released a report alleging systemic gaps in how UK councils handle sensitive community concerns. While the claims he presents are not new to public discourse, the attention the video is receiving has once again brought these issues into mainstream conversation. Robinson, known for his controversial activism and outspoken critiques of British institutions, used his platform to call for greater accountability from local councils. The video, which has gained significant traction online, blends commentary with documents obtained through Freedom of Information (FOI) requests, aiming to shed light on decision-making processes within certain local authorities. Importantly, while the video is emotionally charged at times, it stops short of making any criminal allegations or unverified claims, instead focusing on transparency, data access, and public trust. This shift in approach, which prioritizes documentation and discussion over confrontation, marks a more policy-focused style of engagement. At the center of the video is a collection of council documents, minutes from past meetings, and redacted reports that Robinson and his team obtained over several months. These materials, according to Robinson, highlight patterns of what he describes as avoidance, delay, or vagueness in responding to community concerns, particularly when it comes to issues around child protection, housing policy, and local crime prevention. For instance, one segment of the report focuses on delays in publishing findings from internal council investigations. Another section highlights inconsistencies in how different councils respond to FOI requests, some offering detailed replies, while others cite data protection laws to withhold information. Though Robinson frames these findings as deeply concerning, the evidence presented stops short of confirming deliberate wrongdoing. What it does confirm is a lack of uniform standards in council transparency, something that has been acknowledged by watchdogs and analysts for years. Transparency in local government is an issue that transcends political divides. Critics on both the left and right have expressed concern over what they perceive as excessive bureaucracy, vague public communications, and a lack of urgency in responding to serious community complaints. Local officials, however, often explain these issues as the result of legal constraints and resource limitations. A spokesperson from the Local Government Association, LGA, recently addressed these concerns in a broader context, stating, "Councils are under unprecedented pressure, dealing with rising service demands and limited funding. While transparency and public accountability are essential, we must also balance these expectations with legal obligations regarding data protection and ongoing investigations." Several councillors interviewed by independent journalists pushed back against suggestions of deliberate secrecy. One council member from Greater Manchester explained, "Our staff work tirelessly to meet legal and ethical standards. The narrative that councils are hiding things doesn't reflect the complexity of the work or the guidelines we must follow." What sets this recent report apart from Robinson's previous work is its reliance on documented sources and procedural critique, rather than anecdotal or emotionally driven content. The emphasis on council records, administrative delays, and the public's right to information speaks to growing public demand for data-driven journalism and accountability. Legal experts say that such advocacy, when done responsibly, plays an important role in democracy. FOI laws were created precisely for this reason, so that citizens and journalists can examine how decisions are made, said Dr. Nadia Patel, a lecturer in public policy. But with that right comes a responsibility to interpret the data accurately and not jump to conclusions. Public trust depends on responsible engagement. Robinson's video makes a direct appeal to viewers to request more records, attend public meetings, and demand clearer communication from local officials. Whether one agrees with his politics or not, the underlying message that citizens should be active participants in local governance resonates in a time when voter turnout in local elections is low and civic engagement is declining. Online response to the video has been mixed but active. Supporters applaud the emphasis on documentation and see the report as a useful starting point for local reform campaigns. Critics argue that the tone of the video still implies misconduct, even if such claims aren't explicitly made. Political analysts suggest that this kind of content, when focused on facts and documents rather than accusations, could open the door to more productive public dialogue. There's potential here to move past the shouting and actually have conversations about reform, noted journalist Priya Mehta in a recent podcast. We can talk about standardizing FOI protocols, improving communication with the public, and investing in council training. Those are solutions people on all sides should care about. Regardless of where one stands politically, It's clear that the British public wants more clarity and openness from the institutions that govern daily life. Whether through FOI requests, community forums, or independent journalism, the demand for transparency is unlikely to fade. As we watch this story unfold, one takeaway remains clear: active citizenship matters. From submitting requests to attending council meetings or simply staying informed, every voice plays a role in shaping the future of public accountability. If you found this analysis useful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you won't miss future updates. And let us know in the comments, what do you think is the best way to improve transparency in your local council? Let's keep the conversation going. Stay informed and stay engaged.